Hello everyone, I'm Max, and today I'm here to maximize your fear. So far, 2025 has been a year filled with many strange things caught on trail cams. From weird unidentified creatures such as Bigfoots and skinwalkers to killers and to many other unexplainable phenomena. So today I decided to highlight some of the most chilling and downright horrifying creatures caught on trail cameras this year. So grab your I Found Bigfoot coffee mugs and allow your fear to be maximized as we recap the scariest trail camera clips of 2025 Mega Compilation. A man has a security camera set up in his home facing towards a window. He had recently been noticing some strange activity outside this window. He would see unexplainable dark figures peering in at him, and sometimes he would even hear strange noises coming from right outside. Spooked and thinking maybe he was going insane, he set out to prove it was real. So that's why he put the camera up. For the first few nights, nothing. Then eventually he caught this. A huge dark creature with glowing eyes looking into his home. Even though it's dark and we can't see every detail, we can tell it has bushy black fur. Whatever this thing is, it's absolutely huge. Initially, playing the footage back, the homeowner thought it was just a very large bear. However, as he analyzed further, he determined it wasn't. Judging by the way it moves and its overall build, it's too human. This is when he decided to post the video on the internet to get answers. But the answers he received were not what he had hoped. Cryptozoologists and online users debated, mainly between Dogman and Bigfoot. Because of the big bushy fur and large head, some lean more towards the most infamous cryptid creature of all time, the Bigfoot. But in one specific frame, when the creature bends down, it almost looks like it has the snout of a dog, and its head almost looks like a very large dog. So it's still up for debate. Was this a Bigfoot stalking the man on his very remote property? Or was it even a dogman? Or is there another explanation? Perhaps a hoax, which some skeptics discuss. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. This brand new video featuring an unknown creature was just released on March 20th, 2025. Instagram user SquatchWatch1 highlights the video and states, "Chilling new video has surfaced, showing a bizarre, unidentified creature lurking beneath the earth. It has huge eyes that reflect. Could it be an undiscovered subterranean species, an ancient being, or something not of this world?" Here's the footage. Some explorers were in this remote and rugged area when they came across this small cave. And inside was this creature. At first you may say, oh, it's just an illusion. It's just the cave wall and it just so happens to look like a huge eye. But right at the end of the video, the eye blinks, proving it's a living thing. Now it almost looks like a big reptile or something. Its skin looks tough and rough, and it honestly looks like some kind of dinosaur. But whatever it is, it looks ancient. Now because we can only see its head and not the rest of its body, we don't know how large it is, but it does look really huge. The theory that unknown creatures live in caves is a widespread idea in cryptozoology, folklore, and scientific speculation. Caves offer dark, secluded environments that are largely unexplored, making them the perfect hiding places for mysterious beings. This theory is fueled by strange sightings, local legends, and discoveries of unusual fossils. While many of these stories fall into legend and myth, the discovery of new cave-dwelling species happens regularly. From giant blind spiders to fish that survive without light, Caves have proven to be ecosystems full of strange and unexpected life. Some scientists believe larger, undiscovered creatures could still live in the world's deepest caves, hiding out down there. So it's not too far-fetched that this was an undiscovered species here. But whatever it is, it's terrifying. Now this is one of the strangest videos I've ever seen on the internet. It wasn't disclosed where exactly the supposed creature was found, but it was somewhere in the ocean. The caption states, "This unknown creature has been found in the ocean and we can't figure out what it is. Check it out." A small cluster of small fish-like creatures are seen. They seem to all be interconnected, with long slimy tails. Their heads consist of no eyes, no features, just wide open mouths with sharp, jagged teeth. It literally looks like something you see in a horror movie, a strange mutated sea monster. They're obviously alive, and they react to the crab claw that the captor is pushing towards them. Their bodies are an odd combination of purple, blue, pink, and orange. They just squirm around. I don't even know how this guy has the guts to hold them. Now most people are asking, what the hell is this? And I'm wondering the exact same thing. The answer remains rather elusive though. The most popular belief though is that this is some kind of mutated creature, a complete oddity. Maybe when they were born, they were all stuck together like this, creating a monstrous creature that was doomed from the beginning. If this is the case, then this is more sad than scary. Others hypothesize it is a sea monster, a baby sea monster that is, that will grow and terrorize the oceans. Some go as far as to say that it's a new and undiscovered species itself, but I don't know how a creature with 5 heads would survive in the wild on its own. All I know is I wouldn't want to run into this creature in the ocean. It's so fascinating yet terrifying how vast and unexplored the ocean really is. There are probably thousands, if not more, creatures that have yet to be discovered at the deepest depths. Maybe this creature escaped and gave us a glimpse to what's really down there. I really hope not, but let me know what you guys think about this one in the comments down below. The Appalachian Mountains, listed as one of the scariest places on the earth, because of how remote and rugged it can get, but also because of the unknown creatures that are said to lurk inside. Many claim that the Appalachian Mountains have a different kind of energy, a dark, malevolent energy. Many who live there or go there frequently have reported strange paranormal encounters, from ghostly apparitions to unexplainable screams to even creature sightings. And this video here showcases this firsthand.
So we were just laying here watching the Office, and we're on the 2nd floor. I mean, we hear noises out here pretty often, but nothing like what we just heard, so it might be worth looking into.
The man grabs a flashlight and makes his way outside. He says he can't really describe what exactly it sounded like, but it was almost like some kind of screech. He claims that this wasn't the beginning of the strange activity this night. Earlier in the night, they were hearing what sounded like loud thuds and footsteps coming from outside, but they looked out and couldn't find anything. The man continues exploring until up on the roof he spots something.
What is that? What in the... Hey!
A white hooded humanoid is seen. Its skin looks like a light pinkish color, and its eyes are dark and hollow. It almost looks like the face of a bird or something, like an owl. With his fight or flight kicking in, he chose fight. He rushes over and climbs up onto the roof, and the creature was gone. Or was it? It ran over to the other side of the roof and it peeked its head up one last time at the videographer. This is when he flees and rushes back inside, fearing for his life. And this here is just one example of what really goes on in the Appalachian Mountains. Was this some unknown humanoid creature stalking and terrorizing them? If so, what was it? A birdman or something? I've never seen anything like it before, but it's definitely nightmare fuel. As expected, I've been getting more and more comments to continue on with Dogman captures, so your wish is my command. Here's another Dogman capture. Like a lot of cryptid sightings, this one is very mysterious. Location, unlisted. Source, unknown. And the date of release, unlisted. We're pretty much left to fend for ourselves here. But besides the mysteriousness surrounding the image itself is pretty compelling. We see what looks like a dark-furred dog-like creature standing upright behind a tree. It's peering out, just staring into the soul of the photographer. Looking closer, it seems to have something in its mouth. Maybe some food or some leaves found in the forest. We can't really tell. But what we can see is its eyes are aglow, a typical trait of the so-called Dogman. It also seems to have the face and the body of a dog, but something seems off. It's too upright. Now, there are many more sightings of the Dogman that are better than this, but this one is still turning heads. The debate is whether this is just a big dog standing on its hind legs hiding behind a tree, or if it's a small bear or something. Since the quality isn't the greatest, we can't say for sure, but many say it does seem to be standing too straight up to be a dog though. Most Dogmen that are caught on camera are larger than this one. They're said to be extremely muscular, with human-like bodies and musculature. This is why commenters are saying this one could be a juvenile, a young one that hasn't grown into its features yet. I really wish there was more information on this one, because we would definitely be able to tell better. So it remains up for speculation, like most of these videos. This is some of the most unique and believable evidence that Bigfoot exists, or at least huge dark humanoid creatures. It's a real 911 call from a man who spotted a giant human or something in his backyard. Take a listen.
911, what are you reporting?
We got someone or something crawling around out here.
Did you see what it was? Was it a person or an animal or?
I can't tell. All I know is that my central light came on and thing running across the yard. A good-sized man or something. It looks like a man. I don't know what it was.
Okay.
I couldn't catch it if I was going to chase it. But whatever it was standing up. Out here looking through the window now and I don't see anything. I don't want to go outside.
He says his dog had been killed here recently, and he didn't know who or what did it. He loses the creature, and then all of a sudden it appears again, and the caller is straight up freaked out.
Jesus Christ, you better...
Sir?
Deal!
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9", I don't know. I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh. Hey, hang on.
He's right...
Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he doing in your yard?
He's looking at me. I don't know what... It's a big... real big person. That's all I can say.
It is a person.
Yeah, I'd say it was a person, somebody really big.
You know when the 911 dispatcher says, uh-oh, something bad is happening. The comment section of this one was flooded with comments about Bigfoot. User Becky Gilbert says, he probably knew it was Bigfoot but wouldn't have been taken seriously on the phone. User Hamrick John also says, notice he was very careful not to say Sasquatch or Bigfoot. He knew what he was seeing. Commenters and investigators call out the seriousness and truthfulness in his voice as he's recalling what he's seeing. It doesn't seem like a hoax at all. Now, I've tried to do some research on this one, but I couldn't find anything about what happened after the phone call. Like if police arrived and investigated, though it's assumed they did. It's also believed that the police didn't find anything, no sign of a person, creature, or anything in the yard. So could this have just been a very tall person in his backyard, like a burglar or something? Or was it actually Bigfoot himself? And also, how can you explain the dead dog? This one is super mysterious, definitely one of my favorite pieces of evidence ever. This terrifying creature encounter caught on camera was just posted on February 26th, 2025. A man by the TikTok username MJ Beckers is the one who posted the strange footage. Late one night, he decides to go out and explore an abandoned prison in Nashville, Tennessee. He goes all alone. Sadly, I can't play the audio of this video for copyright reasons because there's a song playing in the background. But I'll go ahead and quote exactly what he says. The video starts and he states, "Y'all, I'm at this abandoned prison in Nashville and I've been hearing voices, and I'm not sure if it's real or not." Then suddenly the door begins to close all on its own, or at least that's what he thought. He yells out, "Oh my gosh," as he spots an absolutely huge creature with glowing eyes behind the door. This is when he runs for his life, not looking back. He ran all the way out of the prison to safety. Now taking a look at the creature itself, we can't see any features besides a pitch black silhouette and its glowing eyes. Its eyes are rather far apart, farther apart than a human's would be. And this thing certainly looks taller than a human as well. Obviously, the lone explorer didn't want to stick around and find out what this was, but online viewers desperately want to find out what it was. But honestly, would you stick around and find out if you were in his position? Anyways, we're left with a few theories here. People discuss bears, ghosts, and homeless people. Now this could be a bear, judging by the height, dark mass, and eye width. But some people say the way it moves, it couldn't be. And how did it close the door so gently? And wouldn't the explorer hear it if it was a bear? And also, how do you explain the unexplainable voices the man was hearing throughout the place? This is why a lot of people think it was a paranormal entity, a ghostly spirit that haunts the remnants of the abandoned prison. Some also talk about it being a very tall person just hiding out inside, like a homeless person or something. But the eyeshine debunks this one. So what do you guys think? Which theory makes the most sense? Let me know in the comments down below. The following video comes from a man named Kyle who was mountain biking through the woods. The precise location remains classified, but it was stated that he was far out into the woods. As he was biking this trail, he began to get the feeling that he was being watched, like he wasn't alone out there. That's when he spots it. He biked faster and faster, trying to make his way away from whoever or whatever this was. But no matter how fast he went, the creature always seemed to catch up with him. Out of breath, tired, and defeated, he decided to stop and at least catch this thing on camera, in what he thought could have been the last moments of his life. In the distance, a dark humanoid creature is hiding behind a tree. It's sticking its head out, and as soon as he spots it, it ducks back behind the tree, trying to remain hidden. But it's seen pretty obviously. Slowing the footage down and zooming in, we see it's covered in dark fur from head to toe. And it has a thick and wide build, a strong build, with broad shoulders. Now because it's hiding behind the tree and it's pretty far away, we don't get a glimpse of the entirety of the creature. But I think it's enough to see that this thing wasn't human. Eventually, the biker made it to the end of the trail, with this being following him the whole time. But once he was out of the forest, he was safe. Once again, more theories arose, mainly Bigfoot. because of the large build, dark coloration, and its ability to camouflage. Perhaps the biker's trail ran through this Bigfoot's territory and it didn't take too kindly to it, so it took it upon itself to follow him and chase him all the way out of the woods. Now this is one of the most believable paranormal encounters I've ever seen, based on the way they react in the event itself. It all went down on November 14th, 2024. A ghost hunter named Jake, along with his friend, were exploring an abandoned and supposedly haunted museum. They do this often, going to creepy locations and filming their adventures. But this one was different. Yes, a lot of times they would capture strange paranormal events, but this one was deeply chilling. Here it is.
You there now? Yeah. Oh my. Hello? Dude, those mannequins scared me.
Jake walks up the stairs and is first startled by the mannequins. As he's filming them, the piano all the way across the room starts playing all on its own. He and his friend bolt out of there, and he lets out a gut-wrenching scream, a scream of pure fear. You can just feel their fear as they run for their lives. Now, it's said that ghosts often haunt historical locations like this one. One of the most popular theories is the stone tape theory, which suggests that strong emotions like fear, pain, or sorrow leave an imprint on the environment. If a location has witnessed wars, murders, or tragic deaths, it's believed that those emotions may be recorded in the walls or ground and replayed under the right conditions. Like a supernatural residual energy loop. Maybe a residual energy loop is what caused the piano to play here. Some also believe that ghosts linger in places they were deeply attached to in life, or where they died suddenly. If someone passed away unexpectedly, such as in an accident or an act of violence, their spirit might remain because they are confused, unaware of their death, and unable to move on. There could be many reasons why a ghost would be haunting this museum, but all I can say for sure is that scream, that was real and raw emotion. Taking a look at a Dogman photo coming in from Amsterdam, New York. It comes from Facebook group Ghosts of London, and it's turning a lot of heads. First examining the photo, it looks to be rather decent quality. I think because it's enhanced from its original quality so we can see it better. But anyways, the somewhat grainy image captures a surreal scene. Within the snowy rural landscape is a giant wolf-like creature beneath a tree. By the way it's standing, it's leading many to believe the creature is bipedal. Because look at how the legs bend and its arms are barely touching and it's hunched over. It looks to just be crouched down, about to pop up on its hind legs. And it's covered in grayish wolf-like fur. So many commenters have been stating that this is 100% proof that the Dogman exists. Now, I wouldn't say that this photo alone proves it, but there is a lot of other evidence to go along with this one. So hey, I wouldn't doubt it. Also, another thing pointed out is the back foot here. Some say, judging by this flat foot alone, it's a bipedal animal. Skeptics argue that it's just a wolf or coyote, and it's just an illusion by the way it's standing, but I don't know. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this one. Is it a Dogman, or maybe even some other cryptid creature? Or is it just a wolf like skeptics are claiming? Your guess is as good as mine. Now this is a very weird trail camera capture. It's very HD and close up, giving us some amazing footage. But we still can't quite tell if it's a real creature, someone in a costume, or even AI. It's causing a lot of debate online, so I figured I'd show you guys and get your opinions. So here we go. The footage originally comes from a man named Jack, who sent the video into monster trail cams. It comes from the Great Bear Rainforest in British Columbia, Canada. This area of Canada, and a lot of Canada in fact, is known for its vast and remote wilderness. And this is about as remote as you can get. But according to the uploader, Jack goes hunting a lot, especially in this area. He set up exactly 14 trail cameras around the area to track animals and help him with his hunts. He sets them up very strategically, in places he knows the most animal activity will be seen. As he does frequently, he was going through his various cameras' footage when he came across this. He had never seen anything like it. The camera captures this mysterious creature in HD quality, giving us some of the clearest potential footage ever. The creature itself is huge and layered with dark fur. It's quadrupedal, but has a strange hunch as it walks. And it's super strong, just look at its muscle definition. A lot of people think it can't be a person in a costume because of how flush to the body the fur is. But in the final frame, as it moves away, it kind of does look like someone in a costume. A very well-made costume, that is. As the creature moves away, the camera seems to glitch, something Jack said has never happened to his cameras before. Jack tries to rationalize this encounter and say that it could just be a very badly deformed known species. Or a hybrid of some kind. But I don't know. Could this be someone just trying to play a prank on him? Someone dressed up in a costume and running around in front of his trail cameras to scare him? Or could this be an elaborate hoax set up by Jack himself and he's lying? I told you guys this one is pretty controversial, and pretty weird too. Once again, we have some more brand new Bigfoot footage, because you know here on the Maximum Fear channel, I only show the best new footage. This one was released on April 2nd, 2025. The location where it was taken was unlisted, probably for privacy reasons. But anyways, a man was flying his drone over a particular section of forest, a remote section of forest, a place where no one ever goes. In order for you to fully understand this evidence, I have to tell you how drones work. So most camera drones work like this. You fly the drone around with a remote control with a big screen on it. The screen relays the camera footage of the drone in real time, helping you navigate it even when it's miles and miles away. And that's what this man was doing when he started seeing some kind of creature walking below, so he started tracking it. It began walking faster and faster, seemingly trying to get away from the drone. Now the footage is kind of blurry, but it's still pretty good. We get plenty of clear looks at the supposed creature. It pretty much looks like a giant human just wandering through the forest. But as I said, no humans go out there. And there's something about it that looks non-human, perhaps its size and overall thickness. Now we don't usually see Bigfoot drone footage. Most evidence come from phone videos, trail cameras, and other CCTV cameras. So this is definitely some unique evidence. But the real question is it legit? Is this the real deal? Let me know in the comments down below. This video was taken on January 15th, 2025. It happened during the time when everyone was seeing those strange drones in the sky, like around the New Jersey area, and I can't believe we all just moved on with our lives and just acted like that didn't happen a couple months ago. I mean, that was one of the weirdest events ever. But anyways, today we're bringing it back with this clip. It comes from central Pennsylvania in the Schuylkill County area. It occurred at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The uploader, a man named Sean, states, "My sister sent me this video she took. What is this? It has a loud booming propeller sound and it's insane looking and very huge.
Oh my god, I can't believe this.
It was reported to be SUV sized, which is absolutely massive for a drone. It just hovers there in place, and you can hear the low rumbling sound she's talking about. It's complete with almost every color of lights, from red to yellow to blue to purple. It's a beautiful but eerie sight. But it literally just hangs there and doesn't move an inch. Now, as I said, at this time in mid-January, the drone epidemic was happening, mostly in New Jersey. However, they were seen all over the US, from Ohio to New York and now Pennsylvania. And this doesn't look like any ordinary drone. It looks like a large UFO-type craft. Sean's sister was very spooked by the encounter and still is, not knowing what it was. But maybe it's better off that way, not knowing what that thing was. On February 10th, 2025 in Poland, a very rare sight was captured. Two extremely rare black wolves were caught on camera. This was the first time they had ever been caught on camera in Poland. They were so rare that people just thought they were an urban legend and tales of local folklore. They were captured here by an automatic trail camera set up to monitor the wildlife near the river. Never did they think they would capture this. It's believed this black fur variation comes from a genetic mutation that originally came from domesticated dogs, hundreds if not thousands of years ago. So, before this was captured, many believed these black wolves were nothing but a legend. But now it's proven they're not. This being said, there are so many supposed cryptid creatures in this world. Creatures that are believed by a lot of people to exist but have not yet been classified by science. That's what cryptid means. And since they just proved that these wolves live in Poland, who knows what they will confirm next. They say Bigfoot's an urban legend, the Dogman's an urban legend, the skinwalker's an urban legend, and so on. There are so many supposed creatures that are said to be nothing but folklore. But just like the infamous black wolf, they may indeed exist. There's so much evidence, videos, photos, stories, and convincing audio clips. And this is only the beginning. So many new creatures are being discovered in this world. Who knows what will be uncovered next? The following is a deeply disturbing video that allegedly comes from the deep ocean. Now, watching the video back, I'm trying to figure out if this was taken underwater or on a dark shore at night. But the video was just highlighted on April 4th, 2025, but it comes all the way back from 2006. It was taken by a group of scientists in an undisclosed remote ocean location. They were exploring the area with cameras, interested to see what the unkempt area would hold. When suddenly this creature is spotted. A strange alien mermaid-like being is seen navigating what looks to be the ocean floor or a rocky dark area. It slowly and effortlessly crawls along the floor, then crawls up the rocky terrain. It turns and looks into the camera, then the footage cuts off. It has a slender, extraterrestrial-like body, with darker skin on its backside and lighter skin on the front of it. Someone in the comments states, not real, just an AI creation. Just like a lifelike video game. To which the uploader responded with, it's not AI, I ran it through software, no AI or CGI detected. So ruling out AI for this one makes it all the more compelling. Most people who watch the video are convinced it's a real mermaid. Some believe that mermaids, half human, half fish beings, could be real creatures that inhabit the unexplored depths of Earth's oceans, hiding in areas too deep or remote for humans to reach. Throughout cultures around the world, from ancient Greece to parts of Africa and Asia, there are eerily similar stories of mermaid-like beings, despite these cultures never having contacted each other. And there are also some videos that could prove their existence, just like this one. So what are we thinking here? Is it legit, or is it somehow a hoax? Let me know. Now this brand new cryptid creature photo is strange, and people don't know what to make of it, with some thinking it's a Dogman and some thinking it's a Sasquatch. It was just uploaded on March 28th, 2025. Here's the picture. I told you guys this one was strange. Just look at this thing, it's ape-like, but way too big. And something is off about its face. It has big bright eyes, a large nose, and a really big mouth. Its arms are heavily muscled, but very long at the same time, so maybe it has the ability to move around on all fours. But it does seem to be a bipedal creature, judging by the hunched posture and leg position. It looks insanely tall. I wish we could see it standing upright. One of the biggest debates about this one is whether it's a real creature or someone in a costume. Believers point out that this would be a hyper-realistic costume, and it would be very hard to make it look this good. Believers also point out the muscle structure, specifically its right arm and shoulder. They say if it were a costume, don't you think we wouldn't be able to see its muscles clearly through it? We also don't know exactly where this one was taken, but it was uploaded by a group called Boise Bigfoot. So maybe it's from Boise, Idaho? It's definitely some interesting and mysterious evidence. Evidence that may prove the existence of the Dogman or the Bigfoot, depending on what you believe it is. The following video comes from YouTube channel Jackie Ricky. It was posted on April 3rd, 2012, but because it comes from a rather small YouTube channel, it hasn't been seen by many. The description states, quote, "A strange creature appeared to us as we explored an abandoned swimming pool on the outskirts of Angoulême. Angoulême is a city in France. We still don't know what it is, it's pretty terrifying," end quote. Here is their footage. The video starts out with them approaching the abandoned site. They shine their flashlights in the windows, examining the eerie-looking area. They find their way inside and begin exploring, their path lit up only by a dim flashlight. They shine their flashlight into what looks like a small closet, and what looks to be an abnormally skinny, naked person is hiding inside. Slowing the footage down though, it seems non-human. As the light hits it, it jolts backwards, trying to hide from it, but it was too late. We see its eyes glow and reflect the light from the flashlight, something humans' eyes don't do. The explorers themselves don't believe this was a human. They think it was some kind of creature or something supernatural. And it was enough to make them run out of the place for their lives, never returning again. There has never been an update on this video ever since. No explanation, no recap, just this video. And it was the only video that has ever been uploaded to their channel, leading many to believe they weren't looking for fame or money from the video. Because if they were, they would have continued to recreate this video and capitalize off it. So did these explorers actually encounter something unknown this night? And if so, what was it? A cryptid creature, a ghostly spirit that haunts the abandoned pool area, or perhaps even something else? Regardless, definitely some eerie footage to keep you awake at night. Taking a look at a completely brand new UFO or UAP sighting. It was just released on April 8th, 2025, and it comes from Desert Valley, California. The caption reads, "Unidentified object captured hovering over Highway 395 in Desert Valley, California. What is this?" Let's go ahead and take a look. We see a low-flying spherical metallic object. It's slowly moving, inching its way over the remote highway. Now immediately, some people tried to say it was just a balloon, a big shiny balloon, because it does kind of look like it at first glance. However, it keeps its shape and looks to be solid. It doesn't seem to twist and turn and go up and down like a balloon would, because they move with the wind. This thing is dense, and it moves with purpose, slowly in a straight line. It doesn't veer off ever, it sticks to its straight path. Examining the craft, it seems to have a band in the middle, followed by a semicircle on the top and on the bottom. Maybe someone or something is sitting in the middle part operating the craft. The more I thought, the more I realized that this craft shouldn't be able to float like this. It's spherical, with no propellers or anything to keep it afloat. So how is it doing this? And if you've been watching my videos recently, I've been including and talking a lot about UFO sightings coming from California. For some reason, California is more of a UFO hotspot than ever, with new sightings seemingly emerging every single day. But it's not just today. California has a rich and fascinating history when it comes to UFOs, UAPs, and alleged alien encounters. Thanks to its vast deserts, military installations, and tech-heavy population, the Golden State has long been a hotspot for sightings and speculation. One of the most infamous encounters comes all the way back in 1942. They called it the Battle of Los Angeles. Anti-aircraft guns fired for hours, thinking it was an enemy attack, but for some reason, no aircraft debris was ever found. Some believe this was a real UFO encounter, while others chalk it up to just wartime nerves. And in the 1950s and 60s, these strange sightings only continued. Southern California saw a surge of UFO reports during the Cold War. Sightings often came from the Mojave Desert, San Bernardino Mountains, and Palm Springs area. Proximity to military testing sites and Edwards Air Force Base fueled both skepticism and conspiracy. So, is there some strange military stuff going on in California to this day, or has it always been the work of extraterrestrials? Here are some close-up and clear trail camera captures of the so-called Dogman. However, these ones remain rather classified, with little to no background information at all. All we know is a hunter set up a trail camera deep in the forest in the winter. He set the camera up to capture wildlife and aid him in his hunts, which is what these cameras are usually used for. But instead of capturing normal wildlife, one day while he was looking back through his captures, this was seen. The motion and heat activated camera captured what looks to be a dogman, a mix between a dog and a human. The creature has dark, realistic fur with pointed ears and sharp, canine-like teeth. The photos are insanely clear, which is the main reason they landed on today's list. I mean, we can see every single detail. This must have been a super high quality trail camera. Some of the clearest photos of a potential Dogman for sure. They were highlighted in mid-January of this year, but it's believed they come from sometime in 2024. The first shot gives us a clear look at its face and upper body from the front. And the second one shows it from behind. If you don't know, the Dogman is typically described as a bipedal creature, with the body of a muscular man and the head of a wolf or large dog. Unlike Bigfoot, which often carries a mysterious or even peaceful air, the Dogman is often associated with aggression, intimidation, and predatory behavior. That's probably why it's gaining so much popularity and people are starting to talk about it more. And also because it's been captured more often. But if these trail camera captures are indeed real, they're some of the closest and clearest evidence of the Dogman ever. So something extremely groundbreaking just happened. For the first time in over 10,000 years, direwolves are back. Direwolves were large, powerful predators that once roamed North and South America. Though they share similarities with the modern gray wolf, direwolves were a distinct species, not direct ancestors or simply larger versions of today's wolves. But now they're back, thanks to Colossal Biosciences, a Texas-based genetic engineering company. They announced the birth of 3 wolf pups, Romulus, Remus, and Khaleesi, claiming them as the first successful de-extinction of the direwolf. Now I know it sounds crazy, but it actually happened. These scientists used ancient DNA and gene editing to bring back the first ever de-extinct animal. I mean, what are we going to bring back next? Dinosaurs? All I'm saying is I would love to have a pet T-Rex, which is probably scarier than I'm assuming, but come on, that would be so cool. So how these scientists did it exactly is they extracted ancient DNA from direwolf fossils. Specifically a 72,000-year-old inner ear bone and a 13,000-year-old tooth. According to Reuters.com, they identified 20 key genetic differences between direwolves and their closest living relatives, gray wolves. Using CRISPR technology, these genes were edited in gray wolf embryos to express direwolf traits, such as larger sizes and increased musculature. Then the edited embryos were implanted in domestic dog surrogates, leading to the birth of the 3 pups. This discovery could potentially lead to helping endangered species, bringing back previously extinct species that are detrimental to our environment, and all kinds of other things. I think it's just so crazy that this is even possible. I'll definitely keep you all updated on this topic if you want me to. But for now, let me know in the comments which animals you want to see come back from extinction. The following eerie clip was just released a few days ago, March 29th, 2025 to be exact. TikTok user Purple Horsey states, quote, "I was getting my DoorDash order, and finally after 4 or 5 years of trying to catch this sound on camera, I got it. Can someone please tell me what animal makes this noise? It has freaked me out for years now, and it only happens in the dead of night. Owl, skinwalker, person with a kazoo hiding in the shadows. I live in Arizona if that helps." End quote. Take a look at her footage. A strange, unrecognizable squawking sound is heard. It's high-pitched and does sound kind of strange. The video was flooded with comments of people trying to figure out what it was. The leading theory is that it was an owl, possibly a great horned owl. A girl named Sam commented, "I had the same experience at my apartment. From what I could find online, she is calling for a mate or hungry." So even though the sound does sound kind of strange, the answer is likely not as scary as you thought. The uploader of the video's name is Lydia, and she also states, "Whenever she hears it, she rushes to get a family member so they can hear it too, but by the time they get back, the sound is gone and they never hear it." This definitely adds a mysterious element to the encounter, though it's likely just a coincidence. Or maybe these owls just don't make those noises often and they only do it in short time spans. So another mystery solved, thanks to the help of the internet. Here is a very suspicious video. It's been circulating the internet, with some people freaked out and some people calling BS. So I'll let you guys be the judge of this one. A woman was driving down a busy highway when an oversized truck pulled up beside her, and she couldn't believe what was strapped to the back. What looks to be a UFO under a tarp is seen. I mean, what else is that? Look at the shape and everything. It's literally a perfect UFO. A lot of people don't like this footage because they think it's too good to be true. If this really was a UFO, don't you think they'd try to hide it better and not transport it like this for everyone to see in broad daylight on the back of a semi-truck? The original uploader stated that this could be a deliberate misdirection. It seems like the government and everyone else in power tries to hide things from us, especially when it comes to extraterrestrial evidence. It's been proven over the years, and many whistleblowers still claim that they're hiding the real evidence from us. Even ex-government officials who have seen things firsthand are coming out and trying to expose the truth. But the government won't let that happen. So why would they be transporting a supposed UFO in broad daylight like this? Maybe it was just a prop or something? It looks like we'll never know, sadly. These first captures here show a lesser known cryptid, but I think it's one of the scariest and coolest creatures of them all. The Ningen. A TikTok user put together a group of 4 supposed photos of the Ningen. Here's what this creature is said to look like. And now here are the photos. This first one here allegedly comes from the deep ocean, photographed by a group of professional deep-sea divers. It's almost like a mermaid type being, but it's more fish-like and terrifying looking. If this one is real, it's one of the craziest captures of all time. Moving on to this one, at first it looks like a beluga whale, but looking closer we see it has arms. Its body is large and hunched, not like a beluga whale's. It's unknown where this one was taken, but it's believed to be taken by a group of boaters. They were far out at sea when they spotted this creature. Now this one here is weird. It looks to be a huge white humanoid creature, half submerged beneath the ocean water. It seems to have long skinny arms and broad shoulders, and a skinny waist. And last but not least, we have this one, allegedly coming from a deep-sea camera. The figure is faint, but it's still pretty compelling. It's a long, slender, light-colored silhouette. Now some people are saying, how could this all be the same creature? They all look pretty different. However, as you know with Bigfoots, a lot of these cryptids are said to come in many different shapes and sizes, almost like different breeds and variations found in animals. The Ningen is a mysterious and eerie creature said to inhabit the icy waters of the Antarctic Ocean. The name Ningen literally means human in Japanese, and that's what makes this creature so creepy. It's often described as being 65 to 100 feet long. Also entirely white in color, humanoid in shape with a torso, arms, and even hands or fingers, and they're sometimes said to even have a mermaid-like tail or legs. And a face that is almost human but expressionless and pale. Pretty similar descriptions as the photos. The story of the Ningen supposedly started in the early 2000s, when Japanese whale research vessels reported encounters with large, unidentified creatures in southern oceans. Sailors and crew members often described spotting enormous white figures just beneath the surface of the water, sometimes even surfacing briefly before vanishing into the icy depths. But still no official documentation and scientific confirmation has been released, so it still remains a mystery. But what do you guys think? Is the Ningen a real creature? Let me know in the comments down below. The following video shows one of the eeriest creature encounters on the internet, and the video seems very real. It originates from YouTube channel Nappy UFO back in October of 2017. A man was out exploring deep in a very big forest. As he explored, he eventually came across an abandoned building. It was an old dark building with multiple stories. From the ground, he realized he could most likely make it to the top of it. And at the top of it would be this amazing view. He knew he would be able to see the forest and mountains stretch on for miles. And the ocean as well. So against his better judgment, he climbs up and finds a way into the building. He reaches the top where, just as he expected, is this absolutely stunning view, a once-in-a-lifetime sight. However, the serenity and the beauty of this view would soon be ruined by an unknown creature. We see a pale and thin humanoid figure walking in an opening below. It's extremely tall, but it's hunched over. Zooming in closer, it almost looks skeletal and gaunt. After seeing this, he shut off his camera and tried to find a way out of the forest, terrified this creature would come for him. But he did eventually make it out. However, he still doesn't know what he saw that day. Online theorists came up with a few creatures it could possibly be. The Wendigo, the Rake, some kind of alien creature, or maybe even another kind of creature we've never seen before. Regardless of which answer is correct, it's obvious this thing wasn't human or animal. It was something we weren't meant to see. On April 9th, 2025, a strange UFO sighting came out of Moscow, Russia. It was reportedly filmed by many witnesses and is currently being discussed by various news stations. It's honestly one of the best and most believable UFO sightings out there. Watch as it flies around in the sky and Russian military tries to shoot it down. The unidentified craft was blasted by Russian air defenses. They were already on edge because they already had a military drone strike a few days prior. In the clip, we see a spinning saucer-like craft darting through the sky, while red missiles are launched at it. It seems the attack was unsuccessful as the craft keeps flying. We also get this up-close video. Now, was this some kind of unique attack helicopter or something? Or is this truly a UFO? What makes it seem even more like a UFO is Russia has a long and fascinating history with UFOs, ranging from Soviet-era secrecy to more recent admissions and declassified documents. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union took UFOs very seriously, though most of their research was kept classified. The Soviet military investigated UFO sightings extensively. Many of these were thought to be either NATO or US Renaissance aircrafts. Declassified KGB documents have revealed that Soviet officials collected thousands of UFO reports from military and civilian sources. A famous sighting over a city in Russia involved a glowing object that reportedly emitted rays of light and drilled holes into the sky. It was widely reported and documented, but never officially explained. And there are so many other sightings too. This is just barely scratching the surface. So could this be a real video of a UFO just taken on April 9th, or is it explainable? Hey everyone, so I just posted a brand new video on my second channel where I tell 3 true unknown creature encounter stories. It's very scary and I think you guys will love it, so go ahead and check it out if you want. I'm also going to show a preview at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. And I'm going to be making and posting a lot more of these scary story videos on my second channel, More Maximum Fear. So go ahead, subscribe, check out the channel, and leave a comment. And as always, allow your fear to be maximized. Back to the video. Here are 2 separate trail cam photos that completely spooked the owners. Each of the photos showcase a similar scene. Deer looking absolutely terrifying. The first picture shows a deer on its hind legs, turned around and staring directly into the camera. Its eyes aglow and piercing in the darkness surrounding. Something's just so off-putting about it. And here is a glimpse of the second photo, a deer with 3 eyes. 2 normal eyes and 1 on its head. And it's just staring into the camera. People are calling these 2 captures something called the Not Deer. The Not Deer is a newer tale from Appalachian folklore. And it's been gaining a lot of popularity online, especially through Reddit and TikTok horror circles. The Not Deer is a creature reported in the forests of the Appalachian Mountains, especially in places like West Virginia, North Carolina, and Virginia. It looks like a deer, but something is just wrong. It's not part of traditional folklore like the Wendigo or skinwalker, but rather a modern urban legend, born from eerie encounters people claim to have had in the woods. People who claim to have seen the Not Deer usually describe it like this. It looks mostly like a deer, but its limbs are too long or bend the wrong way. It might walk on 2 legs sometimes. Its eyes are forward-facing like a predator, not on the sides like a real deer. It might move in a jerky, unnatural way. Some say its body is mangled or assembled wrong, like nature messed up. People often report a deep sense of wrongness or dread, almost like their brain knows something's off before they do. Skeptics say this could all just be the result of a group of deformed deer running around the Appalachian Mountains, or maybe even mutated deer. But even if that is the case, it's still very terrifying. So if the Not Deer phenomenon is the result of something paranormal, or if it's just mutated deer, I still hope never to see it. Taking a look at a mysterious photo circulating the internet. It comes from the Chilling Scary Facebook page. It comes from Pennsylvania State University and was taken on May 15th, 2023. The person who took the photo is a student there at Penn State, and he says he took the photo on campus when he spotted the creature in a small section of woods just off the campus. The student put this in the Facebook group to try to get answers, because they had no clue what it was. People in the group, of course, came up with plenty of theories, the main one being an alien. Making it even more believable is the fact that so many extraterrestrial sightings have happened in the area. The Schwab Auditorium located on campus is said to be haunted by not one but many ghostly spirits. The most notorious being Charles Schwab himself. People claim to see apparitions, hear phantom voices, and experience technological glitches while inside. There are also a few other supposedly haunted areas on campus, making this one of the most haunted universities in the country. Along with all of this, UFO and alien sightings are a common occurrence as well. There are many well-known ones, the most famous being the Kecksburg sighting. In this sighting, an acorn-looking aircraft crashed into the woods. Onlookers found the craft and reported hieroglyphics on the craft, like strange writing we couldn't decode. Then the whole area was quickly blocked off by police and military, not wanting people to see what was going on. So, because Penn State and nearby regions have had all these strange occurrences, it's not too far-fetched that the being in the photo was a real extraterrestrial, an alien being not from this world. This short and mysterious video clip has been catching people's attention. The witness was reportedly out in a forest looking around for strange creatures, when they finally encountered one. Check it out. A small fairy or goblin-like creature is spotted. It climbs up the rocky terrain and stands atop it and looks around quickly. It has long, lanky limbs and spiky hair on the top of its head. Now, because the video isn't the best quality, we can't see most of its features. But it looks to be about a foot or two tall. Skeptics are saying this one is edited, judging by the way it moves and the crappy quality. And this could be correct, we just don't know. And it looks like we never will know, unless some clearer footage is released of it or more details of its capture. For instance, we don't even know where and when the video was taken. The uploader says it was taken in an enchanted forest though. A forest no one goes to and no one knows about, except for him. And in this forest, he can communicate with these creatures. Now this would be such a cool concept, if you could find a secret forest and go out and communicate with unknown creatures, but hey, you never really know, he could be telling the truth. I mean, there are so many areas of the world that have yet to be explored. Something like this really could be out there. If there was something like this out there, would you guys do it? Try to communicate with these creatures? Let me know in the comments. Now, a video was just recently uploaded to TikTok and it got a huge conversation started. It was just posted on April 11th, 2025 by TikTok user Waka Flocka Woody. The video consists of a man boating through a swamp deep in the forest late at night, with the text reading, "Outdoorsman, what's the creepiest thing you've seen/experienced in the woods?" Not "I saw eyes or something in the dark." I mean things that make your skin crawl and contemplate giving it up. And as you may expect, so many commenters came out with their stories, and here are just a few. User Brody Hensley states, "I live in the Appalachian Mountains and grew up knowing about the Wampus Cat. And one night I was riding my four-wheeler and I swear on everything I saw it. The Wampus Cat is typically described as a large panther-like feline, often with glowing eyes, great speed, and sometimes even supernatural powers. But the specifics vary depending on who's telling the tale. It's a legendary creature from American folklore, especially rooted in Appalachian and southern United States. One version tells of a Cherokee woman who disguised herself in the skin of a mountain lion, or wampus, to spy on a sacred ceremony meant only for men. When she was discovered, the tribal shamans cursed her to wander forever as a half-woman, half-cat creature. This is the origin of the cursed woman version of the Wampus Cat. But back to the topic on hand, not only did people voice their stories of cryptid creatures, but also terrifying run-ins with known creatures. User Kobe Barnes states, quote, "Took a picture of my buddy with his elk late at night. Looked at the pictures and there was a mountain lion in the tree above him." Just imagine that happening to you. As I read on, I realized how many people had Appalachian Mountain stories. User My Name says, "I saw myself, same clothes and everything, but the eyes were weird. And I saw myself full speed run into the woods. I live in the Appalachian Mountains." And one of the most terrifying accounts comes from user Conor Green. He says, quote, "Me and my grandpa were riding back in the woods and we saw a campfire on the other side of the ridge. I got the binoculars out and looked, and it was 20 guys dressed in white sacrificing a goat. Freaked me out," end quote. So this guy definitely experienced some kind of deranged cult out there. Luckily, the cult didn't spot him. So moral of the story is all kinds of strange, terrifying, and dangerous things happen all the time out in the wilderness. This is why you should always be extremely careful when you go out, especially after dark. On February 14th, 2025, a woman would capture a crazy sight on camera. Carolina Nori Wild on TikTok states, "Spotted while staying at Amalinda Safari Collection in Zimbabwe." She captures a very rare animal that I bet you've never heard of. I had never heard of one of these before the video, an aardwolf. The video starts off with her smiling and looking into the distance, ready to film this pretty rare species. And she gets a very good video and some photos as well.
Oh, yes, it's in the depression.
In Africa, the aardwolf is considered pretty rare, but not extremely rare. It's elusive and rarely seen due to its nocturnal habits and low population density. The aardwolf is a small insectivorous mammal native to eastern and southern Africa. Despite its name, which means earth wolf in African, the aardwolf is not a wolf but rather a close relative of hyenas. However, unlike its scavenger and carnivorous relatives, the aardwolf primarily feeds on termites, making it unique among hyenas. They typically weigh 15 to 31 pounds and measure about 22 to 31 inches long, with an additional 7 to 12 inch tail. It resembles a striped hyena, but is smaller, with a slender build, pointed ears, and a bushy mane that it can raise when threatened. They have reduced peg-like teeth because they don't need them for chewing meat. They're usually found in dry savannas, grasslands, and scrublands. So, like me, if you didn't know about these animals before this clip, now you know all about them. I think it's crazy how many different animals and creatures we have on this earth. There's more and more to discover and learn every day. The following footage is some of the craziest footage you'll ever see taken by a trail camera. It comes from Browning Trail Cams on Instagram. It was filmed on July 16th, 2024 at 5:04 p.m. The video was so good that it won the 2025 Trail Cam Pro video contest. But before I show you all, I will warn you, it's kind of gruesome. Check it out. A turkey is minding its own business, standing in front of the trail camera, when all of a sudden a bobcat comes charging at it. It jumps up high in the air trying to dodge the attack. But the cat makes one of the most impressive jumps I've ever seen. It leaps pretty much all the way out of frame, and it captures the turkey mid-air. They both come crashing down where the bobcat continues attacking the turkey, winning this battle. The power and swiftness of this bobcat is incredible, and this trail camera captures it perfectly. I mean, the turkey had a pretty impressive reaction time. It saw the cat, thought quickly, and tried to escape. But the athleticism and stealthiness of these creatures are unmatched. The bobcat is a medium-sized wildcat native to North America. It's named for its short bobbed tail, which distinguishes it from other wildcats. They grow up to be 2 to 4 feet, including the tail. Its tail is usually around 5 to 7 inches long. The height at the shoulder is typically 18 to 24 inches. They weigh 15 to 30 pounds, with males usually being larger. They're seen with reddish-brown to grayish fur, with black spots and streaks. And here is the stat you've all been waiting for. They can leap as high as 10 to 12 feet vertically, which is especially useful for catching birds in flight or jumping onto high ledges, tree branches, or rocks. And in this case, catching elusive turkeys. Definitely some of the coolest footage I've ever seen. I mean, the odds to catch something like this on a trail camera have to be so slim. So I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed all of today's clips. This security camera video comes from East Texas on July 7th, 2019 at 9:32 p.m. The camera is posted facing towards the homeowner's small back patio, and at first everything seems normal, until we look further in the background to the road lit up by a lone street light. Suddenly, out from the darkness comes a pale, skinny, long-armed creature. It seems to walk with its arms, as its arms are so excessively long that they reach the ground as it walks along. Because of the hunched-over walk and the overall look of this strange creature, many think it could be a Sasquatch or Yeti. But others speculate other cryptid creatures like the rake or even the skinwalker. It really is a disturbing and mysterious video. And because the unknown being is so far away from the camera, we can't exactly tell what it is, leaving us wondering. And the homeowner doesn't know exactly what it was either, but they stress that it was indeed something supernatural. Something was standing just outside the candlelight. I didn't want to look, but my body moved on its own, my eyes dragging towards the darkness, and I saw it. A figure, tall, impossibly thin, with limbs too long for its body. Its skin was stretched tight over its bones, its face obscured in the shadow. But its eyes, gosh, its eyes, they glowed, 2 burning embers staring straight into my soul. It smiled. The next few seconds were a blur. Emily grabbed my arm and yanked me backward, her voice barely audible over the roaring blood in my ears. Run! Alright, I think it's going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did enjoy, go ahead and smash the like button, mom. Let's aim for 5,000 likes for another one of these trail camera videos. And if you want to get to know me more, you want to see more of my spooky content, you can go ahead and follow me on Instagram, MaxwellFear, or you can go ahead and follow me on TikTok, MaximumFearYT. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because only 20% of you guys who watch my videos are subscribed. And be sure to hit that bell as well so you don't miss when I upload. And feel free to check out my special Maximum Fear merchandise and coffee mugs. They're in the description down below. And shout out to my second channel, More Maximum Fear, where I post other scary content that you guys would definitely love. Alright, I hope your fear was maximized. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.